All right, let's dive into one of the biggest shakeups the creative world has seen in, well, maybe ever. We are talking about artificial intelligence stepping into the director's chair, the writer's room, and the editing suite. It's time to pull back the curtain and see how AI is completely rewriting the rules of filmmaking.
You know, this quote from filmmaker Keaton Nye just nails the feeling from early 2025. I mean, with these powerhouse AI video models like OpenAI's Sora and Google's Veo just dropping, everything that was once theory suddenly became very, very real. And honestly, the entire industry is still trying to catch its breath.
And look, this is way beyond just a few cool special effects. We're talking about AI getting involved in the absolute core of the creative process. It can spit out a brand new script in about an hour, it can dream up and create shots just from a text prompt, and it can even help stitch the final movie together. It's wild.
And that right there brings us to the biggest question of all, doesn't it? It's really the heart of this whole explainer. When a machine is doing the creating, what does that even mean for art? Is it still human? Let's try and unpack that.
So, to really get a handle on the impact here, we first need to see exactly where AI is plugging into the whole filmmaking machine. It's kind of weaving its way into all three classic stages of production, and it's changing everything.
So yeah, the key thing to remember is that AI isn't just one magic button. It's a whole toolkit that can supercharge each of these phases. From the first idea on a blank page to all the nitty-gritty planning and right through to polishing the final film.
Okay, so in the script phase, the speed is just staggering. A professional writer might spend 12 weeks on a script, and AI, it can draft one in an hour. It can also scan just massive amounts of data to figure out what plot points people love. But, and this is a huge but, a lot of people feel these AI scripts are missing that human touch, that emotional core that actually makes you care.
Next up is pre-production, which is basically all the planning and logistics. And let me tell you, AI is a lifesaver here. It can automate the super tedious job of breaking down a script, listing out every single prop, location, and character. It can help manage crazy complex budgets, and it can even sift through actor databases to suggest the perfect person for a role. It's all about making things more efficient.
And finally, we get to post-production. This is where AI really gets to show off. It can help an editor sort through mountains of footage to find the perfect take. It can generate mind-blowing visual effects that used to take teams of artists months. And of course, this is where deepfakes come in, like how they digitally recreated the late Paul Walker for Fast and Furious 7.
So with all these different AI tools popping up for every single stage, it was really just a matter of time before someone decided to bundle them all together. Let's take a look at one of the biggest platforms doing exactly that, Google's creative hub called Flow.
The easiest way to think of Flow is like a central workshop for filmmakers. It's designed to be this all-in-one place where you can generate video, images, audio, the whole shebang without having to bounce between a dozen different apps. It's basically Google's big bet that the future is making a whole film from start to finish in one spot.
Now, the engine running this whole thing is a super powerful mix of three key models. You've got Veo 3, which is their top-of-the-line video generator. You've got Imagen 4 for creating stunningly realistic images. And holding it all together is Gemini, the AI that's smart enough to understand what you're actually asking for in plain English. Flow also gives you a crazy amount of control. The Scenebuilder is a huge deal. It helps keep your characters looking the same from one shot to the next, which has been a major headache for AI. You get to direct the virtual camera, manage all your digital props, and, get this, because it's a total game changer, generate audio and dialogue that is perfectly lip-synced to your characters.
So, you might be wondering, is anyone actually using this stuff? Oh yeah. In its very first year, over 100 million videos were created using Flow. This isn't some niche toy for tech geeks anymore. It's a platform that is fueling a massive creator boom. It's a sign of a huge shift in who gets to tell stories and how they get to do it. This absolute explosion in AI content forces us right back to that big, tricky question we started with. When a machine is this deeply involved, who's the real author? Is the AI just a fancy new paintbrush, or is it actually becoming the artist?
So, what do you think? Is AI basically just a camera, another tool that helps a filmmaker realize their vision? Or is it more like a creative partner, someone you bounce ideas off of? Or, and this is the scary one for some, is it an outright replacement for the human artist? Researchers have actually put some names to these ideas. On one hand, you have the embodiment tool perspective. This sees AI as just an extension of the creator, something that enhances their vision. But on the other hand, you've got the alterity partner view, which treats the AI as its own separate, independent thing, a collaborator that really challenges our whole idea of what it means to be an author.
And we can see how these different relationships are already playing out in the real world. Take The Safe Zone, which was marketed as being written and directed by AI, a clear authority partner. It got around 242,000 views online. Now, Fast and Furious 7 is a really interesting one. The deepfake was a tool, sure, but it's classified as an authority partner here because the AI was essentially creating a performance the actor himself couldn't give. That move helped the film make over $1.5 billion. And then there's The Brutalist, which used AI as a pure embodiment tool to help with dialogue, and it still made over 40 million. It's a pretty fascinating contrast.
But of course, this kind of rapid progress, it doesn't come for free. There are some really serious ethical questions and a lot of hidden costs that we absolutely have to talk about.
First up, training data. This is a big one. These AI models learn by scraping millions of images and videos from the internet, a lot of the time without getting permission from the original artists and certainly without paying them. Then there's the risk of what you might call cultural homogenization. If AI only learns from what already exists, it might just keep spitting out the same styles forever. And finally, there's the danger of surveillance capitalism, where algorithms start making movies based on what data says will be profitable, not on what's new or original.
And this comment from a Reddit user just perfectly captures the anxiety that so many people are feeling. There's this real frustration that this incredibly powerful tech is being pointed at artists and creative jobs when, maybe other areas could use a bit of an overhaul first.
So, to deal with some of these concerns, researchers are trying to build some frameworks to keep things accountable. One idea is this: the Human Control Index. It's basically an attempt to create a formula to measure just how much of a film was directed by a human versus how much the AI did on its own. It's all about bringing some much-needed transparency to this whole process.
So, where does all this leave us? Instead of just getting stuck on the problems, let's try to look ahead. Let's try to imagine what the future of storytelling might actually look like in this brand new era.
Let's go back to that filmmaker, Keaton Nye. This quote is such a powerful reminder that no matter how smart the technology gets, it's still just a tool. The future belongs to the storytellers, to the people who have a unique vision and something they genuinely need to say. The why you're telling a story is still so much more important than the how.
And that's really the thought I want to leave you with. AI gives us the power to create infinite content, an endless stream of perfect visuals. But it can't tell us which stories actually matter. It can't give a story its soul. That part, at least for now, is still up to us. So, what really makes a story worth telling in the first place? That's something to think about.